Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards and I'm going to show you how to create a fabulous Decagon shaped Christmas card making project today using our new white Christmas range. So to create this card we're going to be using our beautiful Merry Christmas die, which is just stunning. This would make a card in its own right. And we're also going to be using our white Christmas papers and I'm going to be showing you how to create these stunning little Christmas roses. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and you will join me to create this project. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to use our nesting Decagon dies. So I've taken my die set and I've taken the second one in and we're going to die cut out a shaped card blank. So to do this, I've got an 8x8 shape, an 8x8 card blank, and I've got my fold at the top here. What I'm going to do, you want to make sure that you've got a flat edge on the bottom so that your card will stand up. I'm going to take my die and I'm going to overhang it off the edge of the fold. Okay, we're going to tape this into place with a little bit of low tack tape and run this through our die cutting machine. So to run this through, I'm using a Gemini machine. I've got my base plate, my plastic shim, my die and card cut side up and my cutting plate on the top. And I'm going to just run that through. So we just need to wait for that to run through the machine. Okay, then when we take this out, you will see that when we take this away, we've got a card blank with the fold at the top that's going to stand up perfectly. Now, obviously this side's going to be slightly shorter than the other ones. So what I tend to do is I like to take a piece of card. So you can either do this in white, or if you want to create like a pearl effect front like I do, you can take a piece of pearl card. I take my die, I just tape it down into place and then run that back through my die cutting machine like so. Our nesting dies are amazing as well because the basic ones all nest at 1/4 of an inch. So what that means is it makes it really, really easy for you to get nice and neat mats and layers every single time. There we go. So we're going to stick this onto the front of our card blank now. Now before I stick it down, I'm actually wanting to edge it with a little bit of glitter. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap card. I tend to use my leftover envelopes because I tend to give my cards in a box as opposed to an envelope. I'm going to take a chisel tip glue pen. These are on our website and they are absolutely fabulous. And I'm just going to drag like so along each edge of the Decagon. And what you need to do is just hold the glue pen at like a 45-degree angle and drag it towards you. Then we're going to take our gorgeous sparklicious glitter. The colour that I'm using is Glass Slipper. So it's like a lovely iridescent silver kind of glitter, which is amazing. There we go. So you can see how we've then got that lovely little glittery edge around that piece of card. What we're then going to do is stick this onto our card blank like so. So to do that, I'm going to take some Collal all-purpose glue. I'm just going to take a very small amount of this. I'm going to pop a little bit onto my card blank. It looks like I'm putting a lot on, but honestly, I'm just scratching the surface of the card with the glue. And then I'm going to take my Decagon and pop it over the top. Like so. And there we then have our fabulous shaped card blank. Really, really easy to do. So what I've then gone ahead and done is taken some of our beautiful papers. So these are from this one's from the Crackle 8x8 paper pad. And I've die cut out some of the shapes. So basically what I do is with this one, I've taken this and I've taken it one down. So I've taken the next die out of the set and die cut it out. I'm going to pop some foam pads on the back. We're going to make this card nice and dimensional. These are our foam pads on a roll as well. They are absolutely fabulous, and these are available on the website. We've got this really cool little like easy lift back. So you can literally just whip the backs off these. It makes it so much easier when you're crafting. There we go. I've got a little bin under my desk as well, so I just keep throwing them all in there. So I'm just going to line up my mats and layers. I'm going to place that down onto my card like so. Then I've missed 2 dies out for this next layer, so you've got a slightly wider border, and just cut out a piece of that lovely quartz card. So again, I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen, which I've just popped down, there we go, and I'm going to just edge along the side of here. And this is just going to give us a lovely little glittery border on there. So again, then you can just go into your little tub. This is glass slipper that I'm using. Again, work round, add in your glitter. Now if you go slightly off track or anything like that, what you can do is just take a little piece of card. Just use it like a little nudger, and just nudge that glitter back into place. Then we're going to take foam pads again. And then we're going to take the backs off here. Oops, there we go. And this is going to get stuck onto our card blank. It's going to go onto there. And then the next layer is going to be this gorgeous foiled paper. And this is from the White Christmas paper pad. Really, really pretty. So a little bit of glue onto the back there. So again, I've just skipped 1 die down this time from the quartz one, if that makes sense. It's always hard to explain with the dies which ones you've used, but basically you just do it by eye. It's so easy, you can't really go wrong with it. If you want it a little bit smaller, just die cut a smaller one. If you want it a bit bigger, die cut a bigger one. Really can't go wrong. And then I've taken a piece of the quartz card again, and I've missed 3 out this time, and die cut another little frame. I'm going to edge this one with glitter too. So again, using that chisel tip glue pen, and just working your way around like so. And then covering that with that beautiful glass slipper glitter, which we all absolutely love. It is gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to move that scrap piece of paper out of the way. Foam pads again onto the back of here. And then I'm going to take the backs off. Just making sure that my fold is still at the top there. And then we're going to pop that down onto our card blank, like so. Now I've taken that beautiful Merry Christmas and die cut it out of some gold mirror card, but I want to show you how nicely this die cuts. So I'm going to grab my die in. Got some gold mirror card here. I've got my die. I'm going to just tape my die down into place, like so. And then I'm going to take my Gemini machine. Now, when I die cut this one out, I'm going to add my metal shim in. So I'm using my base plate, my metal shim, my plastic shim, and then my cutting plate on the top. We are just going to run that through the die cutting machine. You Again, I'm using the Gemini, but if you've got any of the A5 die cutting machines at home, of course, those are going to die cut out these the Merry Christmas die perfectly. You do need an A4 die cutting machine for the basic Decagons. You can just go in and give it a little wiggle. Mirror card always just seems to stick a little bit when you die cut it. I think it's because of the, obviously the adhesives that are used to bond the card and the foil together. Right, so little wiggle these bits out, but you can see how beautifully this is die cut. So I'm just going to work my way around, pushing these little bits out. Honestly, so easy. If you're finding that that plate combination isn't enough on your die cut machine as well, obviously normally with the Gemini it is recommended that you use the magnetic shim, but I find that the tension on my machine is quite kind of like heavy. So by swapping it out for the metal plate, I tend to find that I get a better cut, to be honest, than with the magnetic, because sometimes it can twist it a little bit. So just wiggle these out. I'm going to just grab, got a little pokey tool somewhere. Push these little pieces through here. That was my finger. I just caught there. Please be careful when you do this at home. You can see this one's just a little bit caught there. There we go. Little tiny bit there just needs to pull out. There we go. But you can see how beautifully that Merry Christmas is cut. It is absolutely gorgeous. So what I've then done is I've taken some little pearls and I've popped the pearls into the little centres of the stars on here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is pop this onto our card. Now obviously it's a very detailed die, so it's quite hard to kind of stick that down with 3D. So what I tend to do is just use a little bit of glue. So just your dry clear PVA with the fine tip applicator, a little bit of glue just on the back. Oops. Like so. Any of like the thicker, like these thicker areas are brilliant, then it just means that you can kind of get it into position. So that'll then go there. Like so, and that is then perfect. So you can see how that's all nicely stuck down, looking really good. Okay, but we want to embellish this further, so we're going to add some of these beautiful little flowers in. So I'm going to show you how to create those now. So let me just move some of this rubbish and pop that in the bin. There we go. So let me grab my stamps. So I've got 2 stamps on my block already. But in this stamp and die set, you actually get a smaller one as well. I'm just going to stamp the larger ones just to show you, because that'll pick up better. Then in your die set, you get your matching dies, and you also get the centres as well. The centres in this are amazing. So I've die cut those out of some gold mirror card. So I'll talk you through those in a moment. I just want to show you the basic flowers first. So the flower stamps, actually, I'm going to show you on this smaller one, because it might be able to see. Can you see the little extra tab of polymer that the flowers have got on them? So they've got like a little extra notch, and what that means is when you're lining them up, you've got a little notch out of the top of the die. Let's see if I can pick that up. There, can you see? So if you line up the little notch with the notch on the polymer when you're die cutting, you know that you're going to have the right petals lined up. So what I tend to do is I stick my stamps onto my acrylic block. I'm going to stamp mine onto paper this time, just for something that little bit different. So I've just got a piece of, I think this is quartz I'm using, just double check. Yeah, a piece of quartz pearl paper, and I'm going to dust this with an anti-static bag to start with. So a little dust over like so. And then we're going to take some Twinkling Lights Embossing Glitter. I've got my big jar. No, I've got the little one. Just have a little look. Oh my word, I've left my Twinkling Lights Embossing Glitter. Right, I'll do it in a different colour to show you, but on the finished card I've actually used Twinkling Lights. Okay, but what we're going to do is we've dusted our paper. We're going to use a Wow Clear embossing ink pad. We're going to ink up our stamp. So these little notches are all pointing upwards. So I've lined them up so they're pointing that way up. Okay, I'm going to place that down and press. You want firm, even pressure all over the stamp. And we're going to lift that off. And we're going to take some Saint-Tropez Sands embossing glitter. I'm going to sprinkle that over the top. It's going to go back into the jar. Oh no, I've used the one that I've been glittering on. Never mind. Okay, that's going to go back into the jar. We're going to heat these up. So I'm just going to use my heat gun. Holding my heat gun still. I'm just going to wait for the embossing powder to melt and change. There we go. As soon as that embossing powder is melting and changing, I'm just moving the heat gun over the image like so. There we go. And I always like to just roughly chop round and cut them out as well. So just give that a little rough cut out before we pop that through the die cutting machine. So then I've got my die. So because I know that little notch of polymer was going up over, I can perfectly line my die up. So a little bit of low tack tape. That one and that one, and the same with this one at the bottom here as well. And there, and that one there. Then I'm going to run that through our die cutting machine. So I'm going to use my base plate, my plastic shim, and my cutting plate on the top. I'm going to run that through our die cutting machine. So I actually did 2 large, 4 medium, I've already made one of the medium up, and 4 of the small as well. Okay, there we go. Take that out. There we go. And then what I did is I've taken my gorgeous Diamante Sparkle glitter, and I've taken my Dries Clear glue, and literally just go in and put some little dots into the flowers. Like so. Just going to sprinkle this with the Diamante Sparkle, and you can see how it just adds that little bit of bling to the middle of the petals. So I've done that on all of the flowers, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start and shape them now. So to shape the flowers, what I've done is I've taken my base one and I just pinch the petals on this one. So you kind of just pinching the ends of the petals. I'm going to do exactly the same with this one here. Working all the way around, but on this one we're going to pull the petals up as well, just a little bit, just so you can then get a little bit more dimension. I'm going to take a little bit of 3D glue gel and pop that down in the middle, and we're literally just going to stick them on top of each other like that, and that then creates your stunning flower. But what really takes these to the next level is by adding the little centres in. So for the large one, I've die cut out 2 of the stamens from Gold Mirror Card and 1 of the smaller ones. So I'm going to leave one flat. I'm going to pop a blob of glue into the middle of that one. The other one I've literally like twiddled around my fingers. Just going to place that down. Then I'm going to twiddle the smaller one as well. Little blob of glue in the middle. Pop that into the centre there. And then we're going to take a jewel from the bling box. So the bling box I'm using is Chloe's favourite. I'm actually going to take a large one because they seem to fit nicely in the middle. We're going to pop a blob of glue in the middle. And we're going to take there, and then we're going to pop that into the centre of the flower. So to do that, I'm going to put a little blob of glue just under the back. So I'm just using a little bit of 3D glue gel. I'm going to just pop that into the middle of the flower, and that then creates your beautiful Christmas rose. So then to do the medium size one, it's literally the same technique. So you're just taking the petals and pinching them down the centre like so. Same on your base layer. Working all the way around. I'm going to pull this one up a little bit. I'm going to pop a blob of glue onto the back, and then we're going to place that down into the middle. We're going to just take one of the stamens and one of the smaller stamens for the centre of this one. I'm going to pop that in the middle there. And layer the two together. We're going to put a little jewel in the middle too. A little blob of glue. It's going to go on there. Blob of 3D glue gel on the back. It's going to go down into the centre like so. That's our medium sized one made. The smaller ones, exactly the same. We're just going to pinch the petals like so. Leave one pretty flat. Pinch the petals of the other one. Lift this up. Little blob of glue on the back, layer those together. And then with this one, we're going to just take one of these little stamens. I'm going to pull all the petals up towards me. Blob of glue in the middle. Add a jewel into the centre, like so. You can see how that then looks. And then we're going to do exactly the same with the next one. Pull the petals up. Blob of glue onto the back. Just line those up. Little twiddle round with the petals there. Blob of glue on the back. Middle, and then a jewel just in the centre there too. Okay, then we're going to start and arrange these onto our base card. So again, to do that, we're going to use a little bit of 3D glue gel. So we've made it one large, two medium and two small. So we're going to just layer these up in and around like so. So I really like that look there actually. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue on the back. Just going to layer these up like so. And that right there is your finished project. So you can see how beautiful that then looks, but how all of the colours, the papers, the dies and the stamps all come together perfectly. And these Christmas roses are absolutely beautiful. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's project. If you haven't done so already, hop over to the website, chloescreativecards.co.uk, where we've got all of these fabulous goodies in stock. If you haven't done so already, have a little look in the description below. I've linked all of the products that I've used for this tutorial. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and give the video a like. Hopefully see you again soon. Bye.